I stated, why hasn't anyone told us about this?
Why hasn't anyone told us about this? I returned to the United States and I went to my mother. I was praying constantly at my mother's house for guidance from God as to whether or not I should say anything to my mother about who I was or what I believed. I was praying actually to my God that if my mother's heart is ready to hear this information.
And I had left the local church that I was in, and I felt sad that I was leaving. But when I think about it, I've been in many denominations, in and out, and the local church was the last church that I was in. And one evening, I just decided to go to God. For no reason at all, I just went to God in prayer and asked Him that I wanted the truth, no matter what it takes. Well, I said this 3 different times, 3 different days. And then one night I was ready to retire when with the doorbell rang and my twin said, "Your daughter's here." And I says, "My daughter? Which one?" And she said, "Lou." So anyway, I went to greet her and came back, and I saw her, she was all covered differently. I had mentioned to my daughter, "Oh, Lou, I've been praying for the truth, no matter what it takes." And I said this 3 different times.
One afternoon, I was in the middle of my prayers. I was in prostration, and she walked into my bedroom and walked out.
Because I saw her kneeling that night and she was prostrated. And that seemed strange to me.
At 7 o'clock in the morning, my mother came to me waking me up from sleep and asking me 2 specific questions. She said, "I'm so sorry to disturb you, but I just have to ask you 2 things. And I said, "Well, go ahead, Mom, what is it?" And she said to me,
"Are you still a Christian?
And what do you think about what the Christians teach regarding the Trinity? That God is 3 and 1 and 1 and 3. So at 12 o'clock that night, my mother's sister went to sleep, and Mom and I gathered around a small table in a breakfast nook of the kitchen. On top of the table, I had the Quran, the Bible, and my own personal study, handwritten study notebook. We sat and had a discussion for 2 hours, going back to our original beliefs and progressing through what we've always been taught, both in the Catholic Church, in the Protestant churches. And then I introduced Islam to my mother, the Quran, and the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When we both completed this discussion, and my mother reached over on the table.
I picked up the Quran and held it to my face and kissed it. I stated, why hasn't anyone told us about this?
Was memorizing and working on memorizing this in English so that she would have a clear understanding of the meaning of her prayer first, and then gradually she progressed.
So then I continued with my reading and studying the Quran. In Islam, for many years, reading and studying and praying. And then one night, Allah guided me to an ayat and a surah, and it mentioned this day I have perfected your religion.
اليوم أكملت لكم دينكم وأتممت عليكم نعمتي ورضيت لكم الإسلام دينا.